This is Economics USA, and we will explore the economic impact that technology companies of Silicon Valley have had on the U.S. and global economy.
This is Parker Friedman. After months of intensive study in Mr. Cinto's macroeconomics class, Parker is one of the most respected and renowned economists in Marlborough High School. He was casted for this video for his conventional and unconventional insights that push the label and bar of economics.
And this is Brandon Hanley. Brandon's love and passion for economics is what led him to take Mr. Cinto's economics class. In the way past prime of his educational career, Brandon believes he can return to his prime and was casted for this video for his great economic analysis.
Valley, located in the southern portion of the San Francisco Bay Area, is home to some of the world's largest technology corporations and thousands upon thousands of startup companies. Some of the most notable companies include Apple, Facebook, Google, and Tesla, who all produce hundreds of billions of dollars in sales each year. The vast number of tech companies and thousands of young entrepreneurs who flock to Silicon Valley each year make Silicon Valley the mecca of the tech industry world. In this episode of Economics USA, we will explore the economic impact of Silicon Valley and how Silicon Valley became synonymous for
Some people got to have it. Some people really need it. Listen to me, y'all. Do things, bad things with it. Dollar bills, y'all. Come on, that
Chances are the phone in your pocket, the software in your computer, and the websites you visit can all trace their origin back to the world-renowned Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is one of the richest regions in America, with the highest median income of $102,000. Silicon Valley is home to the tech giants of the world, such as Apple, Google, and Facebook, and is a symbol of innovation within America. Due to its status, Silicon Valley draws thousands of young entrepreneurs searching to start their next Fortune 500 company and to live the American dream. The companies of Silicon Valley produce trillions of dollars in revenue each year. They have been a central part in the recovery of the American economy. Although Silicon Valley is generating trillions of dollars for the American economy, there are a few hidden flaws that can have a huge negative impact on the American economy.
Before we talk about the negatives of these companies, let's talk about the positives. Apple is one of the biggest companies within the tech industry, founded by Steve Jobs, and they have made their start from a small company based out of a garage in California to a massive company based in a huge headquarters in Silicon Valley. This tech giant's innovations and products have created over 1 million jobs in our economy, from their engineers and retail department to suppliers, manufacturers, and developers. There have been over 300,000 companies resulting from Apple's growth and innovations. There are over 250 Apple retail stores in the United States alone, creating job opportunities for a vast majority of Americans. Apple has had sales well into the $60 billion region, creating a heated industry based out of Silicon Valley.
Google, also a tech giant in today's world, started as a small startup company in the garages of Larry Page and Sergey Brin's houses in California. However, it eventually grew to being one of the world's biggest companies and sources of information, in a world where information is highly valued. 97% of people who use Google to look up local businesses and products, which help local communities thrive. From Google's search engines and advertising services alone, have created over $100 billion in economic activity in 2013. That's all. 9 out of 10 small businesses rely on Google services to run their business. Therefore, Google helps entrepreneurs run their businesses. All in all, Google creates millions of jobs and helps small and local businesses thrive through its services and advertising expertise.
Now that was refreshing. Now for the negative effects. Although Silicon Valley seems to be creating vast amounts of wealth, this wealth is only going to the elite and is failing to trickle down to the masses. This is creating what we know as income inequality. This income inequality is even greater among minorities in Silicon Valley. Hispanics and African Americans earn 70% less than white residents. Silicon Valley has also experienced a huge influx in the cost of living expenses as thousands flock to the tech capital of the world. The average family home costs about $1 million, and the average 2-bedroom apartment costs $1,700 to rent per month. This all has led to Silicon Valley to be the top region in the nation for income inequality. This income inequality, coupled with the rising cost of living expenses, has led thousands to barely have enough for the basic necessities of life, which in turn causes the demand of consumer products to decline. Now back to you.
Thanks, Brandon. Although the economic inequality that Brandon was discussing is important, the most devastating effect that Silicon Valley may have on the American economy is the loss of hundreds of thousands of jobs due to structural unemployment. A prime example of this structural unemployment recently took place in the photography industry. The small bankruptcy of the photography giant Kodak occurred within months of Facebook's billion-dollar acquisition of the photo-sharing site Instagram. The only problem is that Kodak employed 140,000 workers, while Instagram only employed just 13 workers at the time of the acquisition. This kind of structural unemployment from technology is what can lead our economy to decades more of stagnant growth. Brandon, will you give another example of this issue?
No problem, Parker. More people have died from car crashes in our country than all the people who have died in all the wars the U.S. has fought in. In order to make the roads safer, Google and many other companies have been working on cars that are able to drive themselves. This technology will make the roads much safer and reduce the kinds of atrocious fatalities we see every day. Even though this technology is going to be very helpful, it is going to make the hundreds of thousands of jobs that involve driving absolutely useless. A car that can drive itself is a major technological innovation, but unfortunately will cause hundreds of thousands of people to lose their jobs. And now it's time for our economic analysis. I'm Brandon Hanley.
And I'm Parker Friedman.
And it's time to draw our PPC curve. On the left, we're going to have our capital goods. Capital goods. On the bottom, we're going to have our consumer goods. Consumer goods.
Consumer goods. Isn't that crazy, folks?
That's crazy. And it's time for our original curve. Boom.
We're on the curve right here at point A.
You mark it, Parker, you dog. And then after Silicon Valley came along, we have increases in technology, increases in capital goods, plus consumer goods, and our curve is going to shift.
Since of the increase in production, we shifted out.
And this means the national output is more.
And before we shifted out, we would be at unattainable. And another graph we'll show to you today is the AD and AS model.
Do it, Parker. AD and AS, folks.
We got AS up top and AD on the bottom. And because of the increased spending and jobs we created, there's more money in Americans' pockets, which causes aggregate demand to shift right.
It's shifting, folks. Woo!
Because of this shift right in aggregate demand, we have a higher equilibrium, which creates a higher price level.
Higher price level.
Gives us higher output.
And
which
a higher
creates
output.
A more heated economy. And that's it, folks, for Economics USA.
We'll see you next time.